Hello guys, this is Jochen, welcome to my channel. Today, in Christmas time, I have to make a confession to you. I sold one of my cameras, my beloved X-E3. Hey guys, I hope you are fine. I had already pointed out in my video about the wishlist for an X-E3 successor that I would eventually switch to an X-T30. Well, in fact, it already happened on Black Friday. A local camera store here in Düsseldorf, Germany had a very good deal, so I bought the X-T30, and together with Fuji's cashback promotion it was really cheap. My X-E3 Silver Agent went straight on sale. And because it was in a very good condition and someone was really enthusiastic about it, I was able to get my update for really not much money. Well, here is the piece of jewelry. As you can see, I chose the charcoal silver variant. I found my X-E3 in silver to be very stylish, but a little too striking for street photography. And the all-black variant seemed a little boring, so I chose the compromise, which I really like. So, what will change for me now, apart from the color? Well, I have more or less the technology of my X-T3 again in a smaller package. Sensor, processor, image quality, speed, everything familiar and absolutely top class. What is new and unusual for me? Since I have never owned a camera of the double-digit series, like the X-T10 or the X-T20, it's this dial for selecting the shooting mode that is really new for me. On the one hand, the ISO setting is of course located here on my X-T3. On the other hand, there was only a shortcut button on the X-E3, and then the setting was done by the menu. I like it better here, even if I would have preferred the ISO dial, because I rarely have to change the mode so quickly. The next thing is the electronic viewfinder in the middle of the body, so it's DSLR style like on the X-T3. But still a little different because it's circular and with no rubber eye cup. By the way, I like the switch for the selection of LCD, EVF or sensor that sits next to the viewfinder much better than the one on the X-T3. I always get a cramp there when I have to switch off the eye sensor. Then we have a built-in flash. I haven't tested it yet, but it may be an advantage in some situations, even if I don't expect much help of a tiny thing like this. Then the X-T30, just like the X-E3 and other cameras, has the useful auto switch, with which you can still operate the camera after 10 German beers, or hand it over to every fool to have him take a photo of you and your family. Very useful sometimes. Even with the X-T30, the D-pad apparently has been removed off the body. Not a showstopper for me. Greetings to my favorite Fuji YouTuber Omar Gonzalez, who hates it that they removed it. But I've already got used to it with the X-E3. Yes, it's sometimes a little annoying that you have less customizable buttons, but the touchscreen of the X-T30 is already much better than the one of the X-E3. So there are 4 other ways to call functions, and I get along with this quite well. Then we have this famous annoying point regarding the Q menu button here. I think I have pretty big hands and I have left the button at its default settings, and I personally never accidentally called the Q menu so far. But I seem to be an exception to the people having complaints in various reviews. Apparently Fujifilm only worked with tiny Japanese test hands, which of course should not happen. But for me personally, everything is fine here too. Briefly summarized a few other differences from my previous cameras. The X-T30 is of course much more powerful than the X-E3, so I noticed the improved low-light performance very clearly, just like the super fast autofocus and eye detection. Regarding the general image quality, my X-E3 was always absolutely great and enough for me. The few megapixels more with the X-T30 would also not have been a reason for a change. My biggest criticism was the missing tilting screen on the X-E3. Hello to Omar again, who likes it. Of course I have it on this one, which is a huge relief for me, especially in street photography. I unfold the screen and look at it from above. The only thing that is annoying is that the sensor switches to the EVF when I hold the camera close to the body and then have to switch to LCD only. It used to be like this also with my old Sony Alpha 6000, so I covered half of the sensor with gaffer tape. Maybe I should give it a try here too. It's the same on the X-T3, by the way. As the biggest difference to the X-T3, the video capabilities of the X-T30 are always mentioned in all reviews. But for me, they are not a big deal. Surely 4K 60p are great, but since my video activities are limited to these kinds of YouTube videos and maybe some shooting footage, at least so far, I can get along well with 30 frames per second. But of course I wouldn't complain about the 60p. What is a lot more annoying, also for my YouTube videos, is the limitation to a maximum of 15 minutes for full HD recordings and even only 10 minutes for 4K recordings. Here I really hope for a firmware update. No camera gets so hot that you can't change anything about it. At least some more minutes, huh? Come on, Fujifilm. Otherwise, I'm really happy with my new little sister of the X-T3. I will surely find out some things over the time, the good as well as the annoying. I even had a moment when I thought about selling the X-T3 because of this one here. Of course, it's enough for photos. It would be maybe rational and logical, but not for someone with gas tendencies like I am. In any case, while I am waiting for an appointment for a therapy, I will keep you up to date. Until then, have a good time. Please subscribe to my channel, give me a like if you liked it. Take care. Ciao.